In my previous video I introduced you with all credible leaks regarding the final season of Game of Thrones. Most importantly, I introduced you with 4 alleged leaked script pages that with today's news seem to be proven true. The Brownie Times reports that HBO series will shoot part of its final season in their city, which doesn't come as a huge surprise knowing that the Brownie has been the main filming location for King's Landing ever since the second season. However, in their report they especially highlight that this filming will involve much of the main cast, which means that much of main characters will be at King's Landing at some point of season 8. This matches perfectly with the alleged leaked script in which it states that majority of main characters are present at King's Landing later in the season. The 2 pages said to be from episode 5, which is the penultimate episode of the season and traditionally the most action-packed, since Cersei Lannister and her brother Jaime having a huge argument in the throne room. From the sound of things, winter has arrived in King's Landing with the Night King and the White Walkers at the gates of the capital preparing for the final attack. Cersei seems to have Jon Snow locked up in her dungeons while her brother pleads with her to listen to reason and focus on defeating the army of the dead. The Hound and Brienne are also there riding through the streets of King's Landing towards the Red Keep. This report basically confirms that most of characters will eventually come south and therefore it perfectly matches with leaked scripts. Additionally, this report particularly highlights that Kit Harington, an actor that plays Jon Snow, is rumored to be among the main cast that will film on this location, which would place Jon Snow back in the capital at some point of the final season. This also matches perfectly with leaked scripts as there's written that Cersei has Jon locked up in her dungeons. As most of you probably know, one script page involves Jaime trying to convince Cersei that her true enemy is the Night King rather than Jon Snow and therefore she should release him from the dungeons. He says, "Daenerys is not your enemy. Jon Snow is not your enemy. The only enemies you have to worry about are outside the city gates right now." Cersei takes her seat at the throne saying nothing. Jaime inches closer to his sister. His face is contorted in a look of desperate pleading. This has to work. Jaime says, "Cersei, you're an intelligent woman. You may be jealous, you may be cruel, but you know how to place your bets. Keeping the only man who can defeat the White Walkers in chains is not a smart bet." Cersei responds with, "You would have me release a usurper? Tell me after that northern fool and his white-haired defeated the Night King, what do you think will happen to me?" In conclusion, these filming news seem to be confirming originality of 4 leaked script pages that were up until now considered questionable. I highly suggest you to check out my previous video if you would like to know all leaks and spoilers regarding the final season, of which most have already been confirmed.